What's up, you guys? Today I'm going to do a real quick review on this, the Orthodox Study Bible. Uh, it is a hardback edition by Ancient Faith Publishers. Don't have anything on the back. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but I do want you guys to kind of see some of the features. This Bible is really nice. I highly recommend it, even if you're not Orthodox, just to get kind of a view and overview of what they have in their Bible. There's your presentation page. Of course, with it being hardback, it's face down. All right, so as soon as you open it up here, you've got a prayer before Holy Communion. And you've got these prayers, and then you've got this kind of prayer explanation type stuff. It's really, really, really neat. First prayer, you've got all these prayers before Holy Communion that you can go through or read through and get ideas. It's really cool. I like this, and it's a nice, thick, real thick, like glossy paper here. And then there's a verse instruction to that. And then, of course, there is the Thanksgiving after the Holy Communion. So after you do your Holy Communion, it's got prayers of Thanksgiving. So really neat how they have that. Just really cool little section there for pre and post communion prayers. There is the Orthodox Study Bible page there. There's the gratitude, the Orthodox Study Bible. Here's your list of the overview committee and the general editors. And then, of course, Thomas Nelson. How about that? Open it on up here. And this kind of tells you a little bit about the copyrights. The Old Testament of this Orthodox Study Bible is by the SAAS. It tells you about that here and the copyrights and stuff. The New Testament is, of course, since it's Orthodox, they're going to go with your traditional New Testament Byzantine Textus Receptus. So it's New King James. I really like that. And then here is your ISBN numbers. So I'll get it here where you guys can see that. It's printed in China. There's your ISBN for this hardcover. And then there's the leather soft. All right, so if I can get a focus here, is the contents, the table of contents, your books of the Bible. And then I'll get it where you guys can pause if you would like. I always like to do that in my videos where you can see kind of the resources. I'll take a quick scroll down through here where y'all can see that. And then the New Testament. And then there is the stuff that's in the back. All right, so here's your acknowledgments, your special recognition. Here's your introduction to the Orthodox Study Bible. Really neat. They explain everything to you about this Bible. I highly recommend, if you get this, to read this. And like I said, even if you're not Orthodox, it'd be good to get this. There's a continuation of that. This is really cool. I'm glad they put this in here because I'm not fully aware of how this works in an Orthodox Bible. But the Old Testament books listed and compared. And it shows you how the Orthodox Old Testament, the Roman Catholic Old Testament, and the Protestant Old Testament are. And it shows you the differences. Basically, from the Protestant to the Orthodox, your differences are you're going to have your apocryphal books in the Orthodox Old Testament, and you're going to have them kind of in the placement of which they believe they're there, which is really neat. I like that because it gives us something different as Protestants or maybe you're Orthodox. It gives a difference to that here, and I like that because it adds them apocryphal books that you can read. There's a source of abbreviations. There is the overview of the books of the Bible. It goes through them, the sections, the Old Testament, the books of the law, the books of history. an overview there. Wisdom, so on and so forth. New Testament going through. Introduction to the Orthodox Church. It talks about that. It goes through that. Now I'm just going to kind of flip through here so you guys can pause, or you can do whatever you want to do. And like I said, if you have any questions, you can always ask me in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them whenever I can. So here's the Old Testament. You got the introduction to the book of Genesis. Oh, and by the way, if I fan this out, you guys can tell the steps here. This is a sewn binding. Many people were saying that the older versions were not sewn binding. I may show you guys that here in just a few minutes. This one's a sewn binding, so it's going to last a long time. You've got an article here on creation. Here's your text. Here's your notes. The Holy Trinity, look at that. I love that. Just a great in-depth explanation of the Trinity. Great notes. Ancestral sin. And as you go through here, you're going to notice that they have little articles and things like that through here like that. But there's also, this thing is a study Bible, you guys. It's full of notes. There is a huge amount of notes in the bottom of this thing. So let me go on through to kind of speed it up a little bit. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's the Kingdoms, the Book of Kingdoms. Let's see. And then Chronicles, and then here is a. They have these neat paintings in here, and it tells you about them. Front and back, and every time that has one of these, it'll have one, the painting on the front and the back. But there's a Tobit. There's one of the apocryphal books, and it's even got notes to it, which is really neat. I like it. I like having it in here. It's really neat to have that. There's Judith, Esther, Maccabees, very, very, very common apocryphal books. There's the Psalms, and here's another picture, the Mother of God. The Nativity of our Lord. Let me flip through here into another one. The Baptism of Christ. That's a really neat picture there. So anyways, I'm going to kind of just throw through here really quickly. It's not red letter. It's all black letter. Once again, if you'll pay attention, it has lots of notes. The notes are really good, you guys. These Bibles, there's the Resurrection of Christ, really awesome. I love it. I love it. The Transfiguration. These notes in this thing, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. These notes are very, very, very Christ-centered. I love the notes. I've, done some proof texting in some areas, and me personally, I love what they say. I've checked, many different places, and I really like what this thing has to say in the notes. I highly recommend it. I mean, seriously, the notes themselves will surprise you because they're very, very, very nice notes. I'm not going to go into that, but I will tell you that you will not. These book introductions are pretty nice too. All right, so let's flip back here to the back. And in the back you have, for prayer, reading, and study, the Bible, how to read the Bible, a lectionary, glossary, morning and evening prayers, index to annotations, the index to study articles, and the 70. So, it's got stuff back here in the back like most study Bibles do. One thing I like about this study Bible too, is it's not overly done. It's not too much where you can't figure out everything. It's, but anyway, this is really cool, the glossary here. I like that too. It's kind of like explanation. Some of it is really in-depth explanation of the Greek word and so on and so forth. But then there's, of course, an index. Then you go back here to the back, and you have the maps there. Got a few little maps here. There's a map. There's some more maps. And that's the end. Let me do this so you guys can see that I'm not pulling your leg, which I don't never do that anyway. But it's sewn binding. There you go. Phenomenal. I love that. But anyways, you guys, this thing is nice. I highly recommend it. The paper's nice. It's got a nice paper. This is a nice Bible. I'm excited to dig into this, to dig into the notes. I look forward to studying this Orthodox Study Bible. I will put a link in the description below to this website where you can order this. Once again, I highly recommend this. Great notes in the Orthodox Study Bible. So, hey, you guys, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share this video, tell somebody about this. They will like this. They don't have to be Orthodox to like the notes in this Bible. It's really nice.